I'm Jason and this is Level Up Hobbies, where I build, paint, and play tabletop games. Today I'm going to continue my contrast painting series, where I take a model and I paint it up to parade-ready standards using contrast paints and highlights. Today we're going to be painting the Thousand Suns Chaos Space Marine. So sit back and relax. Enjoy. Okay, we're going to begin painting up this Thousand Suns Chaos Space Marine. And for this, I have primed it in some Vallejo, just black surface primer. And then I did a overall zenithal highlight with some Citadel Gray Seer. And now I'm going to bust into the contrast colors and lay down the first color of, I think it's Ethermatic Blue, however you pronounce it. This is going to be the base color on here. So. Okay, so here it is after one coat of the Aethermatic Blue. Let me zoom in just a little bit so we can see some of this detail. Focus there. All right, I am going to add a second coat of this. Because I think this is just too light and it's really not the color that I'm going for. So we're going to go ahead and start adding this second coat and we'll see what it looks like after. It's kind of hard to see if it's what it's going to look like, but it looks a lot better. It is way closer to what I was hoping for from that first coat. So we'll see what it looks like when it dries, and we'll move on from there. I don't know, I might even go for a third coat. we'll see. But I think this looks a lot better now. All right, we'll be back. Now we're going to highlight up this achromatic blue with Ulf 1 gray that I tinted with a little bit of Cabalite green. So it's going to give me that ultra light, like teal color. Which would be perfect for this. Okay, so the what did I just do? Drawing a blank here. All right, so the highlighting of the armor is complete, and now we're going to move on to painting everything that's going to be black. So that's going to be the pieces of the bodysuit, the leather on here, and also the gun casing. And for that, we are using Citadel Black Templars. Now we're going to highlight that those black pieces, black portions, and for that I'm going to use some Mechanicus Standard Gray, and I'm going darker on these because overall this model is very light in general, and it's got a lot of I don't know, bright highlights, but I just wanted to kind of tone these down a little bit without going as high as like Administratum Gray. And then it's going to have a bunch of, the rest of it's going to be silver and then gold. So I think this Mechanicus Gray will make a nice balance. But what do I know? Nothing really. Go ahead and start painting the cloth and belt and leather portions in some, I'm going to base those in Corax white. Now we're going to paint those leather portions, like the belt, that leg strap, and then the holster for his pistol. We're going to paint those in Citadel Cygor Brown. And this Cygor Brown has it's a very nice dark, like deep brown with some reddish undertones. It's kind of like a reddish, like purplish undertones to it. So it'll be a nice contrast to the blue of his armor. And I know on this one I am straying away from my pattern of doing the belts in like a human flesh, just because I don't know, I don't see that on the Thousand Suns. I know they're chaos, but to me, it's just, I don't know. I just don't think it fits for them. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know a lot of their current, like, chaos lore. I am very fond of their 30K, their Horus Heresy story, though. So, I don't know. I like the standard leather for these guys. We're going to go in and paint all of these silver pieces, and for that we are using Citadel Iron Warriors. Okay, so I went ahead and I just gave all of the silver pieces, all the silver bits on this model, a wash with some Nolan oil. And I noticed that I have not highlighted up the leather yet, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And for that highlight, we are using some Citadel Rakarth Flesh. Now it's time to go back through and highlight up all the silver bits on here. And for this, we are using some Citadel Runefang Steel. And we're just going to go through and do some minor edge highlighting on it. Maybe put some dings and scratches, whatnot. Not many though. I want these guys to, unlike the other Chaos Marines that I've done, I want these guys to look very clean. I don't know why, I imagine them being very polished. Like they're walking around using some like prestidigitation or something to clean their armor. A little bit of my D&D nerdisms come through. Now we're going to start adding up. Now we're going to start painting in all of the trim on this armor, and for that we are using Citadel Retributor armor. And right now it is, I almost wasn't going to use the Retributor armor because it is very yellow. I was going to go with Balthazar Gold, but after I wash this in the sepia, Seraphim sepia, it'll tone down the yellow and kind of just subtly change the color into a darker tone that I'm wanting. So even though it is very yellow right now, it will not be when it's done. Alright, so all of that gold trim has been painted, and this guy has a lot of gold on him. Kind of looks like one of Liberace's backup dancers or something. I don't know. He looks awesome though. So now we're going to go ahead and wash this gold to tone it down a bit, and then afterwards we'll highlight up where it's needed. So for the wash, we're going to use some Citadel Seraphim Sepia shade, and we're just going to apply this pretty liberally all over the gold pieces and have fun doing it. All right. Alright, let's let that dry and we'll come back to it and add some highlights. Alright, it's time to highlight up that gold. And for this, what I'm using is a mix of Retributor Armor and Runefang Steel. I'm now going to go over the little tabard there with some Citadel Apothecary White. This will add some depth to the shadows and then kind of alter that Corax white color on there so I can highlight it up. This Apothecary White, it's really a gray. It's almost, to me it seems like a very thin, like administratum gray. Excuse me. Okay, so the tabard is drying now, and we're gonna go ahead and hit these little bone pieces. I got the skull on the side, little tooth on the gun, and then these little things on the helmet. And for those, we're going to use Citadel Skeleton Horde. We're going to go ahead and highlight up this little tabard here, just using some Corax White. So this guy is complete. I finished off the skull and this little bony protrusion on the helmet here, and then I added the decal here. This was a fun model to paint. The only thing I did not like about this was the Aethermatic Blue is a very, very light color. And if you want something like this, I think this might have been 3 coats actually. So you have to really layer it on. That being said, it looks great. I think, you know, that turquoise and then the gold, which I'm not a fan of using gold throughout, like the trim and everything. I just think it looks a little too much. But with this blue, that blue and that gold, like it really pops. And I could totally see me making, you know, painting up, you know, some units of these just to have on display, and, you know, maybe have like a small army to play with, because they do look really cool. And I could see, like, you know, having a couple units, you know, how awesome that would look on the tabletop. Yeah, so these guys, they turned out, this guy, he turned out very well. My first time painting a Thousand Suns. I'd like to do some 30K Thousand Suns also. But really, like, for this series, it's my first time painting most of these chapters, aside from Dark Angels and what else have I painted? I think I've painted a Salamander's army for a buddy of mine. Those are really about the only 2 that I've painted before, so it's a new experience each time, and I'm really enjoying it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you. All right. Well, on that note, I will leave you here. Have a good one. Thanks for joining me here on Level Up Hobbies as I painted this Thousand Suns Chaos Space Marine. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe down below, and go ahead and smash that bell icon so you can be notified whenever I post new material. Thanks again, and remember to build, paint, and play tabletop games. Later.